and welcome.
Welcome to Soundcheck.
Welcome to Soundcheck.
As you can tell, me and Tolan thought we'd add the shock factor there since we have very limited resources here.
Well, exactly, Joe. I thought we'd keep the audience on their feet.
Of course.
First half.
So,
Whoa.
who is messing around with that? Stop fucking with my
Stop
slides.
messing around with our PowerPoints.
Anyway, welcome to Soundcheck. This is the URY Music Team's flagship music show.
Indeed it is.
It usually has more people in the studio.
It does. We're slightly sparse and there's no band, but we're here anyway, and we're here to talk about music.
So what do you like about music, Tolan?
I like the sound of it. I like the way it makes me feel.
Oh, yes, me too.
I love music.
Me too.
What do you like about music, Joe?
You know, it just, I listen to it and I think...
You do. Because you can't see music, can you?
No, you can't. Which is why it's a problem for YSTV.
Why are we on the TV?
Why are we on the TV? Because it's...
Show swap.
Because it's Show Swap here on YSTV. Listen, Tolan, this is your first time on YSTV, is it not?
It is. It's my first time on YSTV.
How are you finding being filmed?
Well, you know me, Joe. I'm as vain as anything.
That's true. That's true. You can.
I'm as vain as fuck. So that's the reason we're here.
Yeah.
Bit of the limelight.
But listen, usually we would go through some things, i.e. we would go through the gig of the week. We'd go through
segments.
The album of the week. We'd go through the lyrical literature, which we have this week.
Oh.
We have this week.
We love ourselves a bit of lyrical literature.
Absolutely. So I am going to be more prepared. And Tolan, can you fill for me, please, while I find the lyrical literature this week?
I tell you, has anybody been listening to Jeff Buckley recently? What a wonderful artist, gone too soon. Imagine giving 11 songs and just dipping, you know?
Okay.
Lover should have come over.
You never shut up about Jeff.
It's my 5 favourite people.
Of course. So this week's lyrical literature is a little different from the one we did on Wednesday.
Just slightly.
This is Sylvia Plath, the late, great Sylvia Plath, and the Smiths. Obviously, Tolan's favourite person in the world is Morrissey. And we are going to guess which of these quotes were written by the Smiths.
Yep.
And which of these quotes were... I'm just trying to throw off Dizzy here by looking to each camera. Which of these quotes were written by Sylvia Plath?
Are we allowed to walk up to the camera?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want, Tolan. Oh, no, he's...
Doesn't reach.
Oh,
right.
dearie me. They shouldn't have let us on here. So...
radio people.
Let's do it. Okay.
I'm a big fan of Plath and a big fan of the Smiths.
Well, you're going to enjoy this then. So, the first quote, is it Sylvia Plath or is it the Smiths? Vague as fog and looked like for mail, farther off than Australia.
Plath.
Final answer? Ka-ding. I don't have a sound.
Twas Sylvia Plath.
I don't have a sound board here, so I'm just going to do it with my voice. That was Plath in the poem You're. So, number 2. You never knew how much I liked you because I never even told
Morrissey. The Smiths.
Okay. Are you confident with that?
Can I actually hear the whole thing? I went too confident there.
You never knew how much I liked you.
It's the Smiths.
Because I never even told you.
The Smiths.
Oh, but I meant to. Are you sure?
I really hope they're filming on that
It's
camera.
the Smiths.
Is it the Smiths?
It's the Smiths.
It's the Smiths.
It's the Smiths.
There we go.
It's Back to the Old House by the Smiths. Number 3.
Number 3.
Give in to lust, give up to lust. Oh, heaven knows we'll soon be dust.
The Smiths.
Final answer? Why? I've got an answer why it is.
Oh, because, like, heaven knows I miss
yeah, it's the Smiths. They clearly don't have that many original quotes because they're recycling Heaven Knows. It is Pretty Girls Make Graves.
Good song.
Which I've never seen a pretty girl make a grave.
Maybe they do it at night, though, probably, don't they?
Yeah, that's true. Number 4. Gasping, but somehow still alive. This is the fierce last stand of all.
Plath.
You going for Plath?
Yeah.
So you've got 3 for 3 so far. You've got a perfect record, and you're going for Plath.
Plath.
You are wrong.
Ah!
You are wrong. It is Well I Wonder by the Smiths.
Is there a forfeit, or do we just power through?
I punch you in the face live on YSTV.
Studio first.
Is assault allowed on YSTV?
Swearing.
Oh, it's not.
We get a no from the assault.
Oh, that's rubbish. Anyway, so you have broken your clean sheet here, Tolan. You've got 3 out of 4. Number 5.
Almost like how many Smiths are alive.
Moving on. So, number 5. They are killing her again, she said. She did it 1 year in every
Plath.
10. You going for Plath?
Going for Plath.
You very confident of that? He is correct.
Plath.
It's Plath. It's My Mother by Plath. And
that
so,
one.
you what?
Heard that one.
I would hope so. You're a literature student, Tolan.
Didn't hear any.
Well, that's true. So, number 6, your
go.
final one. Because we always do it in 6s because we're superstitious like that. We are shelves.
Suspicious,
We are tables. We are meek. We are edible.
Plath.
Plath?
Plath.
Final answer of the final lyric or literature.
Yeah, go on.
He is correct.
Ah.
He is correct. It is indeed Plath. It is.
That's not bad.
I think right. So
One wrong.
on the internet, it called it steam mushrooms, but I feel like that's a weird name for
Steamed
such
mushrooms.
steam mushrooms. No steamed.
Steamer mushrooms.
No, just look.
Mushrooms, what steam?
Steam mushrooms.
Oh.
Steam mushrooms, everyone.
The
I keep
act
on looking into the
steaming
same camera. I'm going to keep it interesting for the ops room here.
Yeah.
Listen, that was lyric or literature. You got 5 out of 6.
Ain't bad, that is it.
That is not bad. That is better than we usually do.
Yes.
So clearly you know your Plath or you know your Smiths.
I know my Smith.
Which
probably.
I think one of them's a green flag and one of them's a red flag.
They're both red flags.
No, if you know a bit of Plath. Plath is a very important poet. Thank you very much. Naughty Tolan. In the name of Chris Whitty. Next slide, please. Thank you very much.
Whoa.
So, this is Karen Harding.
Look at that earring.
Karen Harding is from. That is a very heavy earring, actually.
Hurt your lobe, I reckon.
That would hurt your lobe. Have you got earrings, Tolan?
I don't. I've never pierced my ears. You got
No,
any
neither.
piercings? You considered it?
No, not really.
Do you?
Yeah, I wanted a fish.
You
but
still want the fish? You past tense.
I don't know.
It's expensive, isn't it?
It is expensive, and Jess has threatened to rip my skin off.
Hey, fun music fact. Liam Gallagher had his wife's name tattooed. And when they divorced, he had it covered up with a massive, like, Elvis tattoo. It's like black and red. Looked
Liam or
horrible.
Noel?
Liam.
Liam?
Oh, no, wait.
No. This is your personal opinion. Do you prefer Liam or Noel?
I've had the pleasure of seeing them both.
Oh,
And I preferred Noel in every way.
really? To be fair, If I Had a Gun is a classic.
Yeah.
But
that's my solo.
Oasis, Married with Children. Another great track sung by
That's
Liam.
your favourite Oasis song?
That's my favourite Oasis song.
Most
Married with
Oasis songs are Liam, though, aren't they?
Children. Yeah.
I quite like Don't Go Away at the moment. Same album.
It's a great track. But listen, we're getting sidetracked here, so we're going to let me and Karen talk for a little bit about her collaboration with the Kaiser Chiefs.
Do you predict a riot?
You'd work with the Kaiser Chiefs. How did that come about?
Yeah, how did that come about? No, it was in lockdown. I wrote a song with Rob Harvey, who was the front man of The Music. I think they were back in the 90s. So he's like very indie rock inspired, I guess, pop inspired. And then Alex Smith, who's also done lots of stuff with like Example and honestly everyone. So we were on Zoom writing this song and we wanted to write a K-pop record. So we're like, all right, let's write a K-pop record. Let's have some fun with it. And it was called Kiss the Sky. And then Rob was in the studio with the Kaiser Chiefs and Ricky heard it. And he wanted to change some of the lyrics round, and now it's called How to Dance, and changed it more for the Kaiser Chiefs. Just did some extra production on it, and yeah, it ended up being the way that it is, and it came out on the album. And I remember just being like, "What the heck?" Like that's a song like written by me on the album. Like it's so strange, But I mean, it's amazing. Like I love it when artists can pick a song from like outside sources and make it their own. I think that's really cool because I like to do that as well as an artist. So I'm glad that the band really vibed with it.
So that was me and Karen on
I enjoyed
URY.
That was fantastic.
That was really good.
Yeah,
a really great little soundbite there in the studio.
And if you guys are watching at home and you think, I want to get in on these interviews, I want to go to gigs, well, come along to URY's music meeting Wednesdays at 5 p.m. in
VN123. I do have my own microphone.
his own microphone. VN123.
VN123, we held music meetings where we organised these interviews. So that was Karen. She was very nice. She did take the piss out of me a little bit for liking Murder on the Dance Floor by Sophie Ellis-Bextor. And this interview was last year in like October.
Also, we're talking pre-Glory days.
This is pre-Saltburn.
Yeah.
Obsession was with Murder on the Dance Floor. So
Good song, though, innit?
hashtag got there first. But it's a great track. But yeah, what do you think of the Kaiser Chiefs?
I'm not a big fan of the Kaiser Chiefs. No, it's not that I'm a big fan of the... I like that sort of like 2000s sort of like indie sleaze that existed. I just think there's plenty better than the Kaiser Chiefs.
That is true.
Like, so you got the Arctic Monkeys, which are like the cornerstones. But I really like the Libertines at the moment.
Oh, you are a big Libertines fan.
I am, and I'm a newfound Libertines fan. I haven't been a fan of the Libertines at all.
Who's the lead singer of Libertines again?
Pete Doherty.
Do you think Pete Doherty pushed that bloke off
Well,
a balcony?
I don't know whether we're allowed to talk about that live on air, but he may or may not have killed a man.
Yeah. Maybe.
But if he's
of
going on
course.
tour, the
Yeah, but the
Libertines
thing
going
is,
on tour.
we're not Ofcom regulated right now, Tom. This
yeah.
is the joy.
So yeah, he definitely did. Yeah.
Oh, but
definitely
now it's
did.
going to come back and bite you.
No, what if I ever meet Pete?
If you ever meet, no, just if you know any future employer really likes the
Oh.
Libertines.
I like the Libertines.
Well, there you go. But yeah, Karen was very nice, but yeah, she did take the piss out of me a little bit because I said I was a Jungle fan, and then I was like, yeah, have you got any?
Valid, mate.
Yeah, I was like, have you got any like night out songs? And she was like, and I was like, mine's Murder on the Dance Floor, and she just looked me dead in the eyes over the Zoom call and went, "It's
Hey,
not very Jungle of you."
Shall I tell you what? A song that came on in the club a couple of days ago
Go on.
while I was there, and it goes harder than you think. Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield.
Feel the rain on your skin. No one. Is that copyright? Can we do that?
Wonderful. We do that.
We've broken the rules. Solid, shut up. Sorry. Disgusting. You can't do that. Not on YSTV. We're guests here, Tollybubs.
You're wrong.
But listen to URY
I'm loving
anyway.
show swap.
But yeah, that's Karen. We're going to move on a little bit to the next slide.
Next section.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Leeds Fest. They're coming
Festival
back.
time.
Fontaines DC are coming back to Leeds.
No, what is Fontaines DC for listeners?
Fontaines DC is.
They're not your favourite band, are they?
They might be. They might just.
You never
they might
mention
just
them,
be a
so I
little
wouldn't
bit-
know.
I never talk about them ever. But yeah, they're a cracking band from Dublin, and
Dublin.
their latest album, Skinty Fear, which
the one with the
translates
deer on the
from
cover?
Gaelic to the damnation of the deer.
The deer.
Hence the deer. If you've ever listened to it, then you know, you'll know. But it's a great album, and they'll probably be performing it live at Leeds in 2024. Which
We'll be there, man.
touch wood. That's plastic. Where's the wood in this studio? But yeah, listen, we'll crack straight on into the next little clip, which is an interview I did with a very respectable gentleman at Leeds Fest in 2023. Roll the clip.
Hello, where are you from?
Newcastle.
You came all the way down here for Leeds Fest?
Aye.
First Leeds Fest?
Aye.
How are you finding it so far?
Good. Sorry.
What advice would you give to people coming here?
Drink loads and do loads of drugs.
Nice one. Thank you.
Wow.
That was thing is I know his name and I
can't do that.
I can't
You
I
can't
can't
do
name
that.
drop him here because the obviously I bleep it in the clip. But do you know what because obviously we didn't actually play that. No, it's not.
not?
It's not. There is another story from Parklife, which is on the @ury.music Instagram. If you want to go and give it a follow.
It's the best Instagram page ever.
Yeah, I did interview a man who spinning fly kicked a woman in the face.
Why?
Because he pushed her mate. Sorry, she pushed his mate Josh.
Can't be doing that.
Yeah, so this guy assaulted a woman essentially. But this clip is a man called Beep, because we're not going to say him. And essentially, Tolan, since we can't hear it here in the studio, he said for people at Leeds Fest to drink loads and do loads of drugs, which you shouldn't do.
Don't do that, guys.
Don't do that.
We don't let that. We don't like that.
That is not
Should be able to enjoy the music, get high off the music,
respect.
not the drugs.
And if Fontaines DC are there, you want to be as conscious as physically possible.
Pay your bills, don't do pills.
Words to live by, Tollybobs. Words to live
You know
by.
me.
Yeah, I know you. Listen, Tolan,
Yes, dear.
you were going to do an album of the week here on Soundcheck, weren't you?
I do. I'd love to speak about the album of the week.
What is? Well, we have an album of the week already, but you've got a new album of the. Why were you about to eat the microphone?
I'm hungry.
Oh, okay.
Miss a college meal, man.
Fair.
Don't
The new
forget
album of the week.
So the album of the week, an album that I'd like to speak about, is an album called More Blood, More Tracks by Bob Dylan, of all people.
Surprising.
Bob Dylan's the greatest artist of all time. You can't come at me for that. It's a re-release of an album originally released in 1975 called Blood on the Tracks. It's a fantastic album. It's an album based around the breakdown of his marriage, called Married to Sarah Dylan. So that fell apart, and he decided to record an acoustic album about the stresses and strains of divorce. However, he did the album, went, nah, that's shit. Went to New York, re-recorded it electrically, and released that instead. And up until about 5 years ago, it was understood that the acoustic version of that album never made it out of the studio. It was burnt or destroyed until Bob, obviously, on a cheeky money grab, decided that the album does exist, and he released the album. It's called More Blood, More Tracks. If you guys want to listen to it, there's a song called She's a Big Girl Now. It's horrific. It's 5 minute mark. There we go.
There we go. We have
Next
reached
section.
5 whole minutes.
You've only got 5 minutes left with this, guys, so, you know.
So, listen to Soundcheck. When is Soundcheck?
Soundcheck
It's right now.
is here
It's a
in the
Wednesday.
studio.
But usually it is 1 o'clock on a Wednesday.
Are we thinking about making it 2 hours? No.
See, we might make
Or
it
is
2
that
hours. We might
controversial?
stretch it because we've got, obviously, we've got some more segments in here. We've got controversial covers, which
Yes.
this week's cover was Britney Spears doing I Am the Resurrection.
And oh my God, was it good?
No, it's Satisfaction. Sorry, she did.
Satisfaction.
Sorry.
By the Stone Roses.
Not. Yes, it's by the Stone Roses.
By the Rolling Stones.
Not the Rolling Stones.
No, it is by the Rolling Stones.
That was a test and you win. Well done.
Wonderful.
But yeah, that
We also have Rancid Records.
we have a Rancid record. But obviously, a lot of these things can't translate to the telly because we can't play copyrighted music.
Tune into Animal, Vegetable, Mineral, same day, 11 to 10 to 11, 11 to 12 maybe.
Animal, Vegetable, Mineral is possibly the biggest headache I've ever had.
greatest
playing.
show on
Do you want to
radio.
explain what Animal, Vegetable, Mineral is?
Basically, everything in the world fits into either an animal, a vegetable. Have we got anything more?
No.
Oh, sick. Right. Basically, animal, vegetable, mineral. Everything in the world fits into 3 categories. You're an animal, you're a vegetable, and a mineral. A rat, a humanoid, an actor, a fictional character, they all fall into animals. Vegetables, it could be a kumquat, or it could be a steak. Everything falls into animal. And mineral is literally everything else. Could be a car, could be a heater, could be this microphone. That all falls into the mineral category. Tell you what, we can have a cheeky game if you want.
Ooh, do you want a game of
Music-related game.
A music-related game of Animal, Vegetable, Mineral. Okay.
Oh, I don't mind if I do.
Okay, I've got one.
Okay, Joe, animal, vegetable, or mineral?
It's a mineral.
It's a mineral. Is it in this room?
No.
Do you own it?
At home, yes.
So it's an object in your room?
In my room, yes. My room at home, not here.
Oh, so in Leeds.
In Leeds, yeah.
Right. Is it fashion?
No,
So you can't wear it.
can't wear it.
You bought it.
I bought it.
Do I have one?
Maybe.
Do most men have one?
No.
Boys? People?
No.
No. So it's something specifically Joe related.
Kind of.
Is it music related?
It is music related.
Is it a CD player?
No.
Is it a record player?
No.
Is it close?
Kind of.
So it's music related. Does it produce music? Is it that little drum that you have?
No, it is not a cajon, but it does. It doesn't produce music, but it kind of does.
But it creates music.
Kind of. It changes it.
Oh, like, will I know it? Will I know what it is?
Yeah, I think so.
Like this soundboard or like
You're very close.
synthesizer.
You're very close.
A micro. I don't know. A synth.
Ask what instrument it connects to.
A guitar. You got an amplifier. Guitar amplifier.
It goes between an amplifier and a guitar.
Oh, a pedal board.
A pedal board. There you go.
Yeah.
That is my mineral.
There we
everyone.
go. That's wonderful.
That's our game of Animal, Vegetable, Mineral on Soundcheck. Because the thing is, we would do more content, but unfortunately, a lot of it doesn't go for the telly.
No.
Because it's just a lot of people sat in a room
Including live music.
chatting shit about music.
Exactly. But come along. Come
Yeah.
join the music team.
And listen,
Play
before
music with us.
Before we sign off here from YSTV, there is another music show that you should know about, isn't there? Tolan Enderby, local lowdown coordinator.
Yes, of course. Tune into Local Lowdown Sunday at 10 o'clock. We have a wonderful band coming in. Brilliant acoustic session. We're going to ask some questions. We're going to listen to their music. Yeah, that's about it.
What band is it this week?
It's actually Moongate because the
Moongate.
band pulled out. I
Oh,
won't mention the name live on air.
of course not. But Moongate is a fantastic.
She's
band.
fantastic.
She
I'm
is
really
really
excited
good.
to have her in the studio.
I met her in the pub actually because I went to meet a man in the Crescent about gigs in York, and she was there and she said, "Oh, I've heard of Local Lowdown. I will be on that."
Wonderful.
And then she is.
Now she is.
How crazy
That's
is
how
that?
it works here at URY.
That is how it works. But listen, we are approaching the end of our little segment, which has
40-minute
been
40 seconds.
I mean, we had a game of Animal, Vegetable, Mineral. We went through interviews. We went through festivals.
It's been the greatest show on YSTV.
I think so. I think
We've got
been
an
a treat.
X-Men in the studio too.
Of course. But yeah. Obviously, stay tuned in. What's for Tea is at 8:30 if you want to get some mukbang content.
What are you doing on What's for Tea?
Eating
Eating.
and talking about tea. So yeah, we're going to be reviewing some tea on What's for Tea. But for now,
Thank you for listening to Soundcheck.
thank you for listening to Soundcheck.
We've been your hosts.
And watching Soundcheck.
Oh yeah, true.
Goodbye.